What's going on, you guys? It is Isaac. I am back with another video. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the new Saw movie, Spiral from the Book of Saw, and my personal review on it. Before I get into this, please like, subscribe, and comment for more. This will be a spoiler-free review. I will not touch on spoilers, so don't worry about that. But let's get into this. So, I was very excited to see this movie. I waited over a year because of the pandemic of this movie getting delayed. It was supposed to get released May 20th, 2020, if I'm not mistaken. That was the date. And now I finally saw it. Very excited. And my main goal of this movie was to hope that it was better than the last one, which would be Jigsaw, because I honestly was not a fan of Jigsaw at all. I wasn't a fan of the traps. I wasn't a fan of the characters or the story. And I can definitely say, when you have Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Rock in the same movie, there's definitely going to be better characters. So big ups on that. Already better characters. Plot wise, it was all right. It was a decent, pretty good plot. As you know, it's a copycat killer, focusing on cops, on corrupt cops. That's the target of this movie, and it is pretty decent, but it is a little lackluster. In terms of traps, it is way better than the traps in Jigsaw, because the traps in Jigsaw, to me, were pretty bland, generic, and boring. And in this movie, they are definitely stepped up in terms of gore and creativity. But compared to the old Saws, they do not really compare. They're good, but the old Saw movies, I didn't really think about how well they treated us with how good the old Saw traps are. They are way better than the one in this current movie. Not that they're bad in this current movie, they are very gruesome and gory, and yeah, just gruesome and gory. But compared to the old traps, it's less on screen, it's less brutal, it's less creative to me. They're still not bad, so if you're here to see a Saw movie because of the traps, I think you will be a little tiny bit disappointed, but you'll be, for the most part, satisfied. You'll probably want more traps. There is about 5 or 6 in the whole movie, so nothing crazy. But in terms of the traps, they're passable. They're pretty good. They're not as good as I wish they would be, but they're a step up from the last movie. I would say this movie, Spiral, if you're comparing it to Jigsaw, because I am, because I hated Jigsaw and I wanted this one to be way better, it is way better. So if you compare it to Jigsaw, this movie is better in every aspect. But let's get into the twist, spoiler free. I am not going into details with the twist. It was an okay twist. It's not going to have you shocked. It didn't have me sitting there like when I watched the original Saw movie and I was blown away. It's better than Jigsaw's twist, I will say that. I didn't like Jigsaw's twist at all. And this one is a little just stale, generic, and uninspired, I'd say. It's okay. It's passable. I just wouldn't say it's shocking. It's not that it doesn't make sense. It does make sense. It's not convoluted, and it isn't the same old, oh, it's someone working for John Kramer. It's not that kind of twist like we've seen 4 or 5 times already. So it is a new twist, but it isn't an amazing one. You're not going to be blown away by it. You'll be a little shocked. You'll be a little taken back, but it is nothing special. So if I were to personally rate this movie, I would rate it like a 5.8 or a 6. Nothing spectacular. I wouldn't rave about it. I'm going to watch it again to see how I fully feel about the movie. But at this point, I wouldn't go back and watch it over and over like I would for the other Saw movies. The gore is okay. It's not the highest amount of gore, but there is some gruesome traps. Like the finger trap is pretty gruesome. The train trap is pretty gruesome. But they're just less inspired and creative. But I'm very glad the director of Saw 4 and 5, if I'm not mistaken, Saw 3, 4, and 5, if I'm not mistaken, Darren Lynn Bousman, he came in clutch. He definitely made this movie way better. It has more of the Saw vibe to it. It's definitely different from the old Saw movies, you can tell. But in terms of like the metal music, the jump cuts, the editing, it is back to that classic Saw feel during the traps. I would say during the traps mainly is when you get that old Darren Lynn Bousman vibe, and I really fucking appreciate that. And like the editing, Darren Lynn Bousman came in clutch. I'm just not a huge fan of Josh Stolberg, and yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a huge fan of Josh Stolberg and the writing. I feel like if Darren Lynn Bousman came back in with one of the old writers, should have the guy who made Saw 6 come back. That one's real good. What's his name? Aaron Groot. something, I don't remember. I want him to come back with Darren Lynn Bousman and just make a great, gory, just entertaining movie, because that's all I really care about. Good traps, entertainment, and yeah, that's all about I need. Like, that's all I need. Because we know that Lee Winnell and, I forgot his name, sorry. Lee Winnell and the other man who created it, James Wan, that's what it is. I know they're not coming back. They never will. But I hope they keep making these movies. I hope someday the old writers will come back maybe. And I'm rambling at this point. I would recommend seeing it if you're a Saw fan, but don't have high hopes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace.